Moto Guzzi V73 2017. Changing differential oil, also known as transmission or rear-end. You don't need very much in the way of tools or equipment to do this job. You need a 17mm wrench. You can use either a box open end or a socket. A 10mm Allen wrench and a little bit of tiny gear oil. It's only 170 millimeters that you're going to use of 85 by 140. Since you buy this in a quart tube, you've got very many rear end oil changes you're going to be able to make. This procedure is normally done when it's hot after you've ridden the bike for a while, so that the oil will drain a bit quicker. It can, however, be done while it's cold. It just takes a lot longer for the gear oil to drain out. The main thing is that you have to have it level for it to drain properly, but more importantly, to refill it later on. Now, in this video, you're going to see that the tire has been removed, and what we've done here is we've simulated the bike being level with the ground using a jack stand. So we take the 17mm wrench, either the box or an open end, whatever you got, and we undo this top. This is really an air vent, which will probably just make it drain faster. It may not absolutely need to be taken off, but it'll probably be quicker to drain. And since I'm doing this when it's draining cold, imitating the flat surface with the jack pipe, taking it off now. As you can see, it's got a crush washer. You should check it, make sure it's okay, clean it all off, and put it away. Next one I take off is the filler. This also really doesn't drain out of here, but this is where you actually insert the new oil, but it's also the level checker. Insert new oil until that is completely level. And this just barely starts to drip out. The thing to check on this one also while you're doing it is this doesn't have a crush washer to check, but it does have a small O-ring, as you can see here on there. Make sure that is in good shape as well. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get a bucket and you're going to take this off here and let it drain out. It also is the 17mm. What's different about this one has a crush washer. Watch, this is the actual drain, is that it has a magnetic end on it, which will catch small medical particles. So you want to basically clean that off really well when you get done. So I'm just going to undo this now and let it drain in the bucket for a while, and then come back in a couple hours when it's completely drained and refill it all. I drained all the old oil out and reinserted my drain plug. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to put in my 85 weight 140 gear oil in here, and I squeeze it enough until it just barely starts to drip out when this is level. You just keep squeezing that in there until you get enough, and what you'll see is see how that started to drip? So I've got enough in there now, and I can close that up. Again, I'm going to check that O-ring to make sure that it's tight, in good shape. Reinsert that. It's good and tight, and then I'll rinse again, making sure it's clean and checking that crush washer, and that is basically all there is to it. Again, this one uses the 17mm. I'll just use this one here since I have it handy. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I've done this with the tire off because I was changing it. This can be done with the tire on just as well. Just make sure when you put something under it to catch the oil, it doesn't splash up on your tire and rims. You may want to put a piece of cloth or something against that as well. Well, it's all back together. Took it for a short ride around the block to warm everything up, make sure everything felt good, and it did. Now, of course, it's time to check the final fluid levels. And as you can see here, it was actually a little too full, and it's leaking out. So I'm going to let that leak out till it's perfectly even, so it stops leaking, and then I'll screw it back in. So I actually put in a little bit too much while it's up on that stand. But that's why you do the final checks, isn't it? That's good, nice and tight. Then, of course, the final cleanup to get off that inevitable spill that you got on the tire and the wheel.